Hey everyone, I'm Jared, and I wanted to do a little video on a game I had recently on chess.com. I was playing white and my opponent was jeremy17 and he was playing black. And I won this game, but it was kind of a weird game. Both sides made really bad mistakes, and in the end I won the game on time. So I want to take a look at this and see where I could have played a bit better. Okay, so the game opened up with e4 by me, white, and my rating at the time was, I believe it was 1295, and his rating was 13E11 at the time. So he played e5, I played knight f3, and he played knight c6, and I played bishop to b5. So we're in the Roy Lopez, which is an opening that I play quite a lot. And what's the engine saying is a good move for black here? Bishop c5. Bishop c5 seems reasonable. So bishop c5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop c5, knight c3, and knight f6. So this looks fairly reasonable, but that didn't happen. Let's go back. The fourth move or third move? Third move for black, he played d6. And already after d6 the engine is saying I'm about a pawn ahead. I've got about a pawn ahead. So it says d4, bishop b7, castles, e takes d4. So d4, bishop, oh now it's changed its mind. Knight c3, bishop g4. Knight c3, bishop g4. Castles, knight f6. Okay, it says it's a pawn ahead, but I'm not really sure. Now it says it's half a pawn ahead. I'm not really sure I got much of an advantage here, only the fact that I've castled and he hasn't. So let's go back once again. So he played d6 on his third move. On move 4 I played knight c3. Here it says bishop g4, which would be good, bishop g4, but what was played? Oh, now it's changed his mind to knight f6, so knight f6. Okay. So he played bishop d7 to unpin, which is reasonable. Bishop d7, I castled, he played knight f6. Okay. So it's the engine's still saying I'm half a pawn ahead, probably because I've castled and I've got pieces off of the back rank. So that could be it. So I castled, he played knight f6, and I played d3. Now here the engine's saying d4 is better. Let's take a look at d4 first. So what would happen after d4? E takes d, knight takes d, bishop e7. E takes d, knight takes d, bishop e7. Knight's attacked twice. I'm threatening to capture to give him doubled pawns, but here it's just saying knight f5. Knight to f5. Oh, it's knight f5 for white, is it? Okay. So this is interesting. I'm not sure about this. So this didn't happen in the game, but it's interesting. It hits g7 and it attacks the bishop. But I'm not really sure. Let's just go back. So I didn't play d4, I played a bit more passive, I played d3. So move 6, I played d3, he played bishop to e7. Bishop e7, and the engine is saying that right now I have an advantage, but it's not much. It's about 0.18. So bishop e7, move 7, bishop g5. I pin this knight, which wasn't really a pin, but now after that move it says that I'm now a tiny bit worse, that black is now about 0.1 of a pawn up, according to the engine at depth 13. Okay, so bishop g5 at move 7 wasn't the best move. What was a better move? Knight d5, it's saying. Knight d5 is better. The idea of knight takes d5, e takes d5, knight d4. Knight d4, knight takes d4, and then hold on, knight takes d4. Yeah, knight takes d4, e takes d4, bishop c4, bishop c4, saving the bishop, and castles. Okay, so this would have been interesting. Both players have doubled pawns. We have an open E file, which could be useful. It's an advantage to white, but not much. So, okay, d3, bishop, and then I played bishop g5, which apparently is not so good. Move 7, bishop g5, he played a6 to kick my bishop. Bishop a4, he played b5, and I moved back again. And once again, it's about the same. It's about even. Black has a tiny advantage, but it's not much. Okay, at move 9. So bishop b3, he played h6, kicked my other bishop. I moved bishop h4, and he castled. Okay, now knight d5. Here it's saying a4. Let's look at a4 first. Knight a5. Bishop a2. B takes a4, knight d5, knight takes d5. B takes a4, knight d, queen d2 now, queen d2, knight c6. So queen d2 and g5 it's now saying. Queen d2, knight c6 it's saying. Okay, let's go queen d2 and knight to c6. So knight to c6. There is no knight to c6. Or is there? Am I just missing it? Where is knight to c6 in this position? Oh, c6. Here. I'm not sure. It's a bit worse for black. So, since it's a bit worse for black, it's probably best that I play it. Right. Okay, let's go back. A bit worse for black. In this position, what happens if black takes? Bishop takes a4. And then it's quite good for white. Sorry, let's just go back again. I said it's worse for black. It's actually worse for white. Back in which position? Back in this position. It's actually worse for white, so I'm not sure why this should be played. It's worse for white. It doesn't seem to offer that much. So I'm not sure why the main line of the engine is saying to play this move. It's interesting. So castles, move 10. Knight d5. Apparently this is very bad for white. This is about 1.2 pawns down. And the main line's saying knight takes d5, e takes d5, bishop takes h4, I believe it said. Bishop takes h4, d takes, and bishop takes, and white is down a pawn in this position. White's down a pawn. So if we go back, knight to d5 here is a bad move, simply because white loses a pawn. But I played it, and fortunately for my opponent, he didn't see this line, and he played bishop g4, which, after bishop g4, the evaluation changes again, and now I'm about 0.6 of a pawn up. After bishop g4, it's now saying knight takes e7, queen takes e7, bishop b5, bishop d7, knight takes e7, queen takes d7, bishop b5, and bishop d7. So that bishop is forced to go back to the defense of the knight on c6, because if the queen goes back, then I suppose, yes, there's bishop takes f6, and black's king is being torn apart. So bishop must go back, which is bad for black. This means he's wasting time. So this could have been interesting as well, but that didn't happen. He played bishop g5, and I should definitely take the bishop on e7. I thought about it in the game, but didn't play it. I played queen to e2, which once again changes it, so now it's really bad for me, and he's given a second chance. Black is given a second chance to take on d4, or to take on d5, with basically the same line. And b takes d5, saying bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, d takes c6, and bishop f6, bishop to f6, and black is up. I'm just waiting for the engine to tell me. Oh no, black is down a little bit. It's a little bit worse for black, but not much at all. It's about even, really. So that's interesting. So a couple moves later, knight takes d5. It's still saying knight takes d5 is the good move. Knight takes d5 is a good move, but well, actually, I'm reading this on the thing. Okay, it's saying here black is effectively worse. Let's see why. Why is black worse in this position? Alright, I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. So I'll play a dumb move for black, and then for white play, say, this. And the bishop takes queen, and okay, so this will be bad for white. Okay, so bad for white is minus, good for white is a plus. Yes, okay. So this position is actually, once the engine tells me, it's actually bad for white by about 2.5 pawns. But it's saying knight takes here, d5, takes in this line, and queen to f6 it's now saying. So it was bad for white, now it's even. It's now even. I don't see why this line would be good for black to play then. If someone could tell me why you think this line will be good for black, because that's what it's saying to play. That's what the engine is saying. It's saying after queen e2, queen e2, hold on, Queen to e2. Yes, it's saying knight takes d5, which doesn't seem... Knight takes d5... Ah, I was playing it wrong. My bad. Knight takes d5, bishop takes. Bishop takes on d5. This is important that you actually read it right. Okay, so bishop takes on d5. And then what does it say? It's waiting for the engine. It sometimes takes a little while. I guess the engine I'm using is not particularly good. So it's now saying knight d4. An attack on the queen. Okay. Attacking the queen and the knight. So this is better for black. Okay, let's go back. So queen to e2 at move 12. Knight d4 was played. Knight takes d4. d5 is said to be the best move, but he played knight d4, and all of a sudden he's once again half a pawn down. He's made another wrong move. Knight d4 at move 12. So move 13, queen to e3. He's now actually saying knight takes e7 check. Let's look at this quickly. Knight takes e7, queen takes, and I believe it's a queen to e3 is good. Just waiting for confirmation. Yes, queen to e3, bishop takes f3, pawn takes, and a5 by black, and white is effectively down half a pawn. White's down half a pawn, so an advantage for black here if you were to play right from this position. If both players played right, which they didn't, I played this move, queen to e3, which according to the engine is quite bad. It's now minus 2.76 for white, with once again the same move of knight takes d5. So knight takes d5 has been on for about 4 moves, but we'll move on. He played knight takes f3 here, knight takes f3, and I played g takes. And he played bishop to h3, attacking my rook. Apparently here once again knight takes d5 is good. Knight takes d5 again, but bishop to h3, attacking my rook. Knight takes e7 check once again for white comes up as the best move, which I didn't play. And if I did that, it's saying rook f to c1, and this is even. Okay. But instead, I played a worse move, this position, at move 14. At move 15 rather, I played knight takes f6, check. And he played bishop takes, and I played a bad move yet again, bishop takes f6. And I'm about 2 pawns down after the queen takes. 2 pawns down, and now I can see that because I played that, I have to lose this rook. For example, if I try and save this rook, then check and mate. So saving the rook is not possible, so I played move 16, move 17, I played king h1. King h1. The move is bishop takes f1. But he didn't play this. I was expecting him to take the rook. Maybe he thought I had some sort of attack, but I didn't. So 17, Queen G6. I played Rook G1, which is the best move. He played Queen H5, which is the best move. I played Rook to G3, which is the best move. He played King H8, which once again is the move to play. It is the best move. C3 now is what I played, but Rook A to G1 is best. Rook A to G1 is best, with advantage to white. Played C3, and once again it's even now. Bishop E6 is given as a good move for black. Bishop E6. With now F4. Bishop takes B3, A takes. And in this position, it's even again. So black had these moves to take away my advantage, but he just didn't play them. And I had moves to increase my advantage, but I didn't play those either. So I played C3 and moved 20. And he played F5. And of course I can't play something like Rook A to G1 because of F6. Although it's not even giving... oh yes, because of F4 rather, and I'm losing a rook. So that didn't happen, of course. I decide to take. And he should take with the bishop. But once again, he didn't play this. He took with the rook, and I didn't see this move, bishop to E6, which almost seems to win a piece back. Let's see, G5. What's coming up as the best move? Rook takes F3 is now the best move. Rook takes F3. Rook takes H3. Rook takes Queen. Rook takes Queen. And this would be very good for me with Rook to D3. And I'm up a pawn and a half. A pawn and a half. So that line didn't happen. He took the rook on 21. On 22, I played Rook A G1. So once again, I'm playing moves which aren't helping me, really. This position is good for me. I'm about 1.1 pawns ahead. But I could have done a lot better. He played G5 here, and once again I'm given a second chance to play bishop to E6. Okay, 22 plays G5. I play Queen to E4, which is bad. It's not the best move because of Rook F to F8. Say Rook F to F8. Just take the rook back. He didn't play this. At 23, he played Rook A to F8. And once again, I'm given this chance to play this move, which I didn't play. Bishop to E6, which I didn't play. So, bishop to D1 was played to watch over this pawn. That was the idea, to watch over that pawn. Bishop D1, Rook F4. Attacks my queen. Apparently Queen to C6 is the move. Still protecting this pawn, but now attacking this one. So 24, 25, Queen to E3. I played, which is worse. And now black is doing rather well. He's up about 2 pawns 25, he played rook h4, which is the best move. I played d4, which is definitely not a good move. Best move is rook to e1. Rook to e1. I played d4, which for me was an awful blunder. The engine is saying I'm down six pawns because of d4, and the move that it has found for black, and it is a similar move to what was played in the game, bishop to f1. And I saw this and I was like, wow, bishop to f1. And I can see exactly what it's doing though. If I take the bishop, then I will likely be mated. But take the bishop, rook takes, king here, check, mate. So taking the bishop is not possible. The only move is rook to g2, bishop takes, rook takes, and I'm down a rook. So that didn't happen. He played a worse move, bishop f5. It's interesting to go back that bishop f5 means that black is now down about 2.2 pawns, but bishop f1, oh sorry, white is down about 2.2 pawns, but after bishop f1, white is down 6 pawns. It's just so much better. So bishop f5 at 26. Rook 3 to g2 to defend my king. Apparently e takes d4 is good here. Queen e7. Queen f7. So, not much here for white. But at 27, what was played was king to h7. And I'm coming back. I'm only down about a third of a pawn after that king to h7 move. D takes e5, D takes e5, and now I'm up a pawn. So now I'm once again up a pawn, and the position has changed again to white winning. So 29 was queen takes e5, rook to h3 was played, and apparently white is about a pawn and a half up here with queen to c7 check. Sorry, not that one. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go through the game again. Push the wrong button. Let's just quickly get to where we were. Okay, not that move, a queen to c7 check, simply taking the pawn. Queen takes c7 check, rook f7. And queen to e5. And white is doing well. But at 29, move 30 rather, I simply went back. He played rook to h4. He moved his rook again. That's not true. He didn't move his rook. He played bishop to b7. Bishop to d7. And the move that the engine found here was bishop check, King G8. Rook takes G5 check. What a move. Because now if pawn takes, rook check, queen takes G5, and the king is looking to be mowed down very soon. Okay, King F7, F4. Let's see, King F7, F4. Bishop C6 check, King G1. Bishop D7. Bishop G6 check. And it's looking pretty nasty for black. But that didn't happen in this position. Move 31, I played check, bishop went back, and at move 32 I moved my queen back again, and black lost on time. So it's a game I probably should not have won, really. It's just both sides made really bad moves, and it was just it shouldn't have turned out like this. But there were some really cool tactics here that would have been nice to play. Yes, but here I don't believe I should have won this game. But that, I guess, is the game of chess. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you make really bad mistakes. And this is how we learn. So thanks for checking out this game. I hope you learned something. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Alright, thanks. See ya.